a 744 billion parameter model running on a laptop with 25 gigabytes of RAM, a public accusation between two of the most recognizable names in AI, and a bundling tactic that tells you more about vendor strategy than any spec sheet. Here's what's actually being discussed on X today and why it matters if you're building. Let's start with the one that should get engineers' attention first. According to a post from Chenzeling4, a runtime called Colibri is running GLM-5.2, a 744 billion parameter mixture of experts model in pure C with zero external dependencies on a laptop with just 25 gigabytes of RAM. That number is worth sitting with. Models at this scale are usually assumed to need racks of GPUs and cloud infrastructure. What Colibri appears to demonstrate is that stripping the runtime down to bare C code with no library stack sitting on top changes what's actually possible on consumer-grade hardware. This isn't a claim about every laptop or every configuration. It's specific. This model, this runtime, this memory footprint, as reported by Chenzeling4. Why does this matter beyond the technical curiosity? Because for builders and enterprises in the EU, a dependency-free local runtime removes a very specific kind of friction, the requirement to route inference through a US hyperscaler account. That has real implications for data residency, for procurement timelines, and for cost predictability. If a model of this size can run locally without cloud infrastructure, the sovereignty conversation shifts from a policy debate to an engineering decision. That's the kind of shift worth tracking closely, not just admiring from a distance. Next, a very different kind of story, but one that's just as relevant to anyone making long-term vendor decisions. Watcher Guru reported that Elon Musk publicly said Sam Altman, quote, stole an open source AI charity and then stole all of Apple's phone technology. This is Musk's statement, as reported by Watcher Guru. It's not a legal filing, and it's not a company statement from OpenAI or Apple. It's an accusation made publicly with no confirmed response included in what we're covering today. So why include it in a briefing for builders? Because governance risk is not abstract. When enterprises commit multi-year roadmaps to a single AI lab, they're making a bet not just on model quality, but on organizational stability. And public disputes like this one are a visible symptom of tension that exists whether or not it surfaces on social media. For EU teams evaluating vendor concentration, this is a useful data point. Leadership conflicts and IP disputes can become public very quickly, and a sovereign or diversified stack is precisely the kind of hedge that absorbs that volatility without disrupting your own roadmap. The third story ties these two threads together in an unexpected way. Theo, in a widely engaged post, made an observation about GPT-5.6, that it's, in his words, exactly good enough to force Anthropic to keep bundling a tool called Fable into the Claude code plan. Read that carefully. The claim isn't that GPT 5.6 is dramatically better, it's that it's good enough to create competitive pressure that pushes a rival lab toward a specific business decision. Bundling. Bundling is a retention mechanism. Instead of competing purely on model capability, a company adds extra tools and features into a subscription so that switching away becomes more costly for the customer, not because the core model is worse, but because you'd lose the bundle. This is a pattern worth recognizing on site. When you notice a vendor leaning on bundled feature sets rather than model performance to keep you subscribed, that's a signal, not a coincidence. For EU builders, the practical takeaway is straightforward. Evaluate your stack for what's actually load-bearing. If a tool is only valuable because it's bundled with something else you need, that's lock-in dressed up as convenience. Preferring modular, swappable components, including local dependency-free runtimes, like the one demonstrated with GLM-5.2, gives you the leverage to walk away from any single vendor's bundle without walking away from your entire workflow. So, 3 stories, 3 different angles, 1 underlying theme, a model running locally without cloud dependency, a public dispute that's a visible symptom of deeper organizational risk, and a bundling tactic that reveals how vendors compete when the model itself isn't enough of a differentiator. None of these are hype. All of them are useful signals if you're deciding what to build on and what to build with. That's today's briefing. Sources are linked below with the original posts from Chenzeling4, Watcher Guru, and Theo. If this was useful, subscribe for tomorrow's read. And if you want this delivered straight to your inbox every week, the AI Signal brief is free and linked in the description.